Hey Cully, and welcome back. So, the real experience of being a nomad and living in the tent.
Yeah, right. Well, we've had all sorts of comments, like what do you do about rats? What do you do about animals coming and invading your food and all these sorts of things?
And I guess today in this video, we're going to answer some questions that maybe you haven't even considered asking.
Yeah, and they're really not what you think. You know, a lot of people try and romanticize this sort of thing. So I think we should just show the underbelly of our lifestyle, really, shouldn't we?
Yeah, the real experience.
Let's have a look, shall we? So, my darling, what is the problem?
Well, let's have a look inside and we can see what the problem is. So, I don't know if people can make that out, but we need to do a bit of housework.
Yes.
This is one of the sides you see that most people don't get to see the experience of.
No.
Because you can imagine we're living in this and you get stuff on your boots, it's so dusty, it just kicks up, the dog's dragging it in. It's just something that we have to stay on top of because, of course, in amongst all of this mess could be any amount of ticks, let's just say. So, as we have had a couple of ticks to have to deal with, I had to pull a couple out of the dog already, had to pull a couple out of Mod.
Yep.
So, believe it or not, I've got away scot-free so far, which is a little bit unusual because normally I'm the tick magnet.
Scot-free in Scotland.
Usually Mod's the mozzie magnet.
Yeah. Well, that is the reality, isn't it? I mean, sometimes it doesn't fare out like we usually think.
Yeah, and it turns out it's Mod's turn for the tick, so
Yeah.
we're going to have to do a big old sweep out, get this looking a bit more cleaner.
Yeah. And look at that, guys. Tara got me some flowers the other day. It's quite cool, isn't it?
And he says I'm not romantic.
So on my side as well, mine's a bit of a mess. I mean, I've got some like wipes down there. I've got beverage, thank you very much to you guys. I've got like me trifle packets. I call them trifle, don't worry. I know they're called trifle. It's all good. But yeah, underneath me bag, it's just mess after mess. And dog's bed, and like I get sticks, and Tara gets like sticks and bits and bobs all over the place. I mean, look, there you go. I mean, that's just to show, isn't it?
Yes.
Sorry, darling, but
That's all right.
women are cleaner than men naturally.
Well, tidier.
Tidier, yeah. Like you see Tara's side here, and then you see my side. It's just a complete tip shit.
Well, we're going to take advantage of the fact that it stopped raining for 5 minutes and get these bags emptied out.
Yep. So why are you doing this then, babe?
Well, because stuff sticks to socks and clothing. And you find that...
Oh yeah, look at all that coming out now.
Yeah, it's quite a bit. And then you imagine, when you've got clothing and you're getting in, if you have had a tick climb up on your clothes, in the middle of the night you take your socks off, now you've got a tick in your toe. So...
Tic-tac-toe.
Tic-tac. Love it. So yeah, good old bash out. But this is the way you do it without getting it to touch the floor, isn't it? You know, especially as a short person.
Tara's very short. She's verging on midget.
Sorry if that interfered with the mic a bit.
That'll be all right. Here she goes.
There you go, it weren't too bad.
Let's have a look at your mat then. Oh, jeez. And obviously when you have little bits like this on the floor, make sure just, go around picking them up, put them in a little food bag, take them out with you, isn't it?
It's just unsightly, isn't it? When
Yeah.
You've got lots of bits of toot.
That's it. Ooh. I've got a lot of crap in mine as well.
A pair of socks.
One thing to remember, guys, when you are doing your bag, make sure you haven't got your socks in there. Because mine have just gone all over the floor. I mean, I get too hot in the night, so I take my socks off. And sometimes you've got the foot box in the bottom of your bag. And with that foot box, sometimes what happens, you forget you left your socks in there. And
Are
also,
they your bed socks?
eh?
Are they your bed socks?
Yes, Also in the top of the hood here. Now in my bag, as opposed to Tara's, I've got a bit for stuffing your pillow. And inside that is where all the rest of the crap goes. And you tip it upside down. So, although it's not too bad today. Also, a lot of people think, oh, you need somewhere to, looks like it's going to rain, you need somewhere to hang your bag. Just put it between your legs. The bits that you've done, shake it off, put it between, it's like a bloke, isn't it? Shake it off. But yeah, just make sure it's all good to go. Obviously my mat's a bit worse for wear over Tara's. It's falling apart.
Well, it's a man's way of handling things, I guess. He's a bit roughy-tufty with things.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Let's get that bad thing out.
Oh, yes.
So, just for the record, many of you ask about experiencing this with a dog. We would suggest getting a female, really, wouldn't we?
Oh, yes. That nice wet patch on there. Yes, dog is very much still intact. It's not urine.
One of the downsides of having a dog.
Yes.
There he is, hiding under there. Oh, wow. I think you're probably wearing most of that dust now. Oh. Bless you. But if you just chuck it somewhere, because I'm going to give that a rinse off.
Yeah. I'll just put it on there for the moment.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Also, as I said, obviously things are going to fall out. Just be sure to pick up all the little bits. And it doesn't matter if you get sticks and twigs in there, just bung them in a bag. Bung them in a bag, take them out with you.
Just makes for a tidier, nicer environment.
It does, yeah.
I'm sure the wildlife appreciates it too.
The good thing with cardboards and plastics and stuff like that, they can be tied up, pinched up really small. I mean, literally you could just do that. If that's all the rubbish that you had and take it out with you, it's not a problem.
Just get everything out, put it to one side, and then I can give it a good sweep.
Yeah, cool, bro. To pack up my crap though, I got loads of it out. I think it's because of the shop run. I had to unpack my bag, didn't I, and sort that all out.
Oh, look at that. We had a friend.
A slug.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I've got my dustpan and my brush.
Awesome.
Ooh, we're loaded.
Hey.
5p.
Awesome. Another reason for doing this as well is you don't want bum crumbs.
Yeah.
I've had it many times. I've tried to get changed in my bag, and this sort of crap that's lying around, it just goes places you really don't want it to go, doesn't it?
Yes.
I mean, this is 3 days worth. You'd be surprised, you know, that you're ripping off little tabs off of things and little bits of paper for notebooks and all sorts of stuff.
And dog lays on them.
Dog lays on them.
Leaf matter and the needles.
Yeah.
They'll get in his fur and he comes in.
Yeah.
Make a little pile there so that I can pop it in my bin. Right. Shall we mop?
Yes, we shall mop.
Now, there is another reason for this, other than just getting the last of it up. But it's another tick measure, if you like, because any of those little ticks that are in here, the fibres of the wipe will pick them up.
I mean, I never really worry about underneath where my mat is so much as to where, because we use the short half mats, or we use the whole mat and then cut it in half and we use half each, where my bare legs may go when I'm getting up in the morning, and places where the dog is going to go where the mats aren't, yeah, it's always best just to get those areas. I say I don't worry, but last week I had a tick in the side of my shoulder, That was just exposure, probably led on me mat or anything like that. So it wasn't great. But yeah, I mean, this we typically do every 3 days, 4 days, just to stay on top of it.
Unless, of course, we're on the move, because if we're packing up and packing down every day, that's kind of being cleared out as you go along anyway, right?
Yeah.
But if we're settled for a little bit, well, we've been here for a week or two now.
In this area, yeah, about a week or two now, yeah. So yeah, it's always best to practice these sorts of things. Practice makes perfect, and the routine, of course. Yeah, it really does help, and it starts to become second nature, as we said before.
Well, it's our version of housework, right? I mean, this is why you guys have to do it at home. We have to do it out here.
Yeah, let us know how many times you do it at home through the week. I mean, I've met all sorts of people that go, cleaning day. When is it usually? Once a month. Sometimes that's all people need, because they're at work all the time. They're not at home, whereas we work from home.
Also, I guess we're having to bring in, like, when you're living outside, you're going to bring the dirt in.
Yeah, usually that's what your porch is for in your house. Whereas the minute we take off our boots, either that side or my side, you can bring in lots of shake off.
And dog.
And dog, yes. And definitely him. And you know, rubbish bags too. They're only food bags, there's nothing special, and you can get so much in them, and they can compress right down. I mean, that beer can, for instance, I've got, and what I do is a secret. I squish them in the middle like this, and then I fold the sides down, like that, so you get them like that. And then what I do is I'll fold them over again, like that.
The can crusher.
And they can go in your bag, real nice. It's this simple. So when people are leaving crap lying all over the place, literally that's got a bag. That could fit in one of these pockets of mine, for instance, you see? Take your crap home with you. It's not hard. As I touched on at the beginning of this video, what is one of the main reasons we do this, right? Well, me, stupidly, because becoming complacent, and we've been super busy, like with the horses and things like that, I stupidly left dogs' food in my side porch. Not a problem, done it before. And usually when we're on the move and things like that, day after day, you're spending less than 24 hours in a location, probably only about 13, 15 hours. But because I left the dog food there, a mouse came along and started chewing through into my side of the tent. We had problems before, and there was only one problem. We were in a location for a long stay, and we got comfortable, and we ended up losing about 500-600 quid's worth of kit because the rats had overtaken the area, and we didn't know. They were only coming out when we were out working and things like that. They chewed through my army issue bergen and things like that. And right on the seams and places where you couldn't even patch it up. So it can get a bit more difficult if you're not, you know, taking these precautions. It's not always what you think. You become complacent, you don't think you're going to get touched or bothered by animals, and you do. Much like you guys do in America, you know, when you're putting up the bear line for your food up in the trees. Well, on here, on the top, because we use carabiners for quick setup, quick release, what we do is you can put the dog food on there like that, keeps it up out the way. Obviously, if it's raining, make sure that you've sealed it upside down so the rain can't get into where you want, you see. So keep it upside down, let the rain run off it. But this just stops critters coming up from the ground, sniffing the food and getting to it. Although, we've had this before, rat. We watched a rat climb across our line, dangle down, get food. Oh, it was a nightmare. And there was another time we had a different tarp. It was one of Tara's original ones that she had. And the rats had come across the top of here. They chewed down through the tarp underneath because we had the food hanging on a line underneath here like that. Oh, you think you're safe. You really do.
They love a good gaming challenge.
Yeah, Tara said they love a good gaming challenge. Oh, no. So that's another reason why we don't do ridge lines. typically because of our experience with those ridge lines and animals coming across. No.
Well, if ever you've seen a squirrel on a washing line, I mean, if ever you've seen a squirrel, they are so stealth getting across those washing lines, right? Well, I think they quite enjoy a bit of a challenge, if I'm honest, because when we see them do, it's almost like they're making a game out of it. There's a bit of a fun for them. Or, oh no, critters.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, did you put my mat in there?
Yes.
Oh, thanks. All right. And because this sleeping bag is a side open and Tara's is a side open, the way that we actually sleep is our bags actually open up the same way, so it's great.
Yeah.
We've had bags before that mine opens up on the left, Tara's opens up on the right, and it's like when it's cold in winter, you got nowhere to snuggle, have you?
Yeah. Well, we like sleeping. I think everyone gets used to a certain way of sleeping as a couple, don't they?
Yeah.
You're
It's
always
like
on my left, and I'm always on your right.
It's because you're my right hand woman.
All clean and tidy.
Yeah. We usually do this as well. We put our beds back because when the dog's blanket goes on, we can put it down and not have to flick more dust and dirt everywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not such a bad
I tuck mine
shout.
under, but my tends to tuck his over.
Yeah, I tuck mine over because when my feet are here, I can keep them nice and warm, you see?
But dog's going to have to go without a blankie for the time being.
Yes.
Because it needs a rinse.
It needs a proper blimmin' wash. So, yes.
Well, this isn't clearly I'm not doing a proper wash. There's no soap involved in this one. I'm literally just going to give it a rinse off just to try and make it a little bit more pleasant to live with.
Sometimes it really stinks, doesn't it, when he does this thing?
Yeah.
But, you know, we've got to look after our own and we're not afraid to get our hands dirty, and Tara certainly isn't. Some people get grossed out by it, but it's one of these things. It happens. I would like to mention this is not a waterway. This is just a gully where rainwater has come in and settled and has flooded through.
Yeah, this is completely dry. Before, when we first came here and it was sunny all the time, it was completely dry, wasn't it?
It's not an actual stream, brook or running water source. And the drain off, we've actually followed the drain off to this, and it goes to a big pit down that way.
Okay, so
take it back home and then we'll squeeze it out closer.
Okay.
Which way are you going? That way, okay. Do you want to hold on to it for a sec? And I'll twist it and you can pull.
Stick it over the line, eh?
Yeah. Another thing that not many people really think of is tarp care. I always like to look at tarp care as my problem, or not even my problem, but my thing to sort out personally. Because we use it for collecting water, what happens is you get all these pine needles on here. You see all that? Pine needles. Now, when you've got a bottle hanging off the end here, all those pine needles collect, and all that is going into your bottle or your water container. So yeah, most of it will float to the top, but a lot of it sinks. So I like to clean the tarp off.
You never quite get rid of all of the pine needles, but it certainly reduces the problem, doesn't it?
Yeah, it stops further problems down the line. You can collect the water, now you've got to filter the water, now you've got to take out all the pine cones and all the bits and bobs, but anyway. There we go. That's better. Anyway, Kelly, it's the simple things in life that make the biggest differences.
Yes.
It definitely is. And it's always good to practice makes perfect, as we always say.
Yes, and I guess we get asked a lot, how do you cope and manage with ticks and bugs and stuff? Well, you can consider this housework or tent work as a measure towards some of that. Also, nobody likes living amongst all that mess, so general tidiness.
Yeah, well, as Tara says, prevention's better than cure.
Yes, and this is the reality of the experience of living this way, right?
Yeah, it really is. It looks like it's going to rain again, so we're probably tent bound a lot more.
It's all right though, it gives me an opportunity to get more art done, so, and I've got a project on at the moment.
It's awesome. And we've got a new bit of kit.
Yes.
It could change our game exponentially. It could absolutely change where we go, what we do, how we do.
Yeah, look out for this review coming up, because it's a game changer.
It really is. It really, really super is a big game changer for us. You know, it's something that we've always struggled with, and now we might not have to struggle with it. Secrets.
Watch
Cloak and
this
dagger.
space.
Yes. Anyway, Kelly, now you know
The unromantic side of
Yeah.
living in a tent.
yeah, it gets dirty, it gets grimy. You know, some people we've seen before, haven't we? I want to live outdoors, but there's dirt everywhere.
I don't want to get dirty.
There's lots of dirt.
If you don't want to get dirty, don't live outdoors.
No, it's really not worth it. But yeah, if you got any questions, do let us know.
You could check out our frequently asked questions. If there's something that's not answered in that, so do come back and leave a comment.
Yeah, most definitely. There's all sorts of different videos. If you like that sort of thing, if you like us, do consider subscribing and sharing around for us. It all really does help.
Anyway, until next time.
Happy hopping.